The big beautiful bill, or the big bullshit bill as I've been calling it, is further proof that our government is rooted in eugenics and doesn't actually care about disabled or vulnerable people, and especially doesn't care about keeping them alive. Hi, I'm Leanna. I'm disabled and chronically ill, and so is my brother. We're both trans, trying to survive in the southern United States without a reliable income or benefits. We live with families, so we have some of our needs covered, but not everything. Because like I said, we don't have a reliable income or benefits. Neither one of us has insurance either. Right now, we're relying on community support to get our other needs met, in addition to some things we can do to earn a little money on our own as we can, according to our disabilities. Today, hopefully, I'm selling some vintage suitcases we got out of the trash, because a lot of what we do is rescuing trash to recycle, reuse, resell, scrap it. We do this to try to help the environment, minimize the waste in our local area, and sometimes we can make a little money off of it. But even the guy who's coming by today just wants to look at the suitcases. There's no guarantee he'll buy, and even that would only be, I think, $20. Last week, I helped us meet our goal by selling some old lawnmowers that we got out of the trash, as well as some weightlifting equipment. Resale and scrap metal are slow and unreliable, and you especially can't rely on a certain amount to be coming in. But we have daily needs. Our weekly goal is about 300. My brother's trash air fryer is going off. He's been toasting herbs to try to combat the bug problem. He also uses that to strip wire for scrap metal. We got it out of the trash. That's just a small example of what we do to minimize waste in our area. And my brother is working on that kind of thing all the time. He's not always working on the big, laborious stuff because he can't, but there's a lot of micro scrap involved, and he is literally working on it daily, unless he's sick. It's really important work. You can go to our Patreon and read a little more about it. You can look at the playlist Scrap Vlogs to see a little of the work we do. We're not doing as much of that work because it's been exacerbating both our disabilities and chronic illnesses. But like I said, we still do it as we can. And it's really important work, on top of my mutual aid work and activism. We need to be set up to do this work and to survive. And we need community to do that. Like I said, our governments aren't interested. So our weekly goal is 300. That covers pain medicine that we pay for out of pocket. It's pain management that helps with direct pain, inflammation, neuropathy, and mood stabilization. We also need gas for both of our vehicles so we can do the work we do, rescuing trash and taking scrap metal, as well as taking recycling hauls and going to the store to get our needs, etc. And we need emergency meal food. We have our meals mostly covered by family that we live with, but we're 4 disabled adults on a limited income, and so my brother and I are food insecure. Last week I was able to do an emergency fast food burger when I went out to do errands, which is a game changer because I'm neurodivergent with fatigue issues, so I've really been struggling to be able to cook for myself, let alone get enough to eat. So being able to grab something prepared without worrying that it's going to cut into our ability to meet our other needs, incredible. That's why my goal has gone up to 300, to make sure that we have moments like that where something has happened, we need extra food. Going without food is bad for anybody, but when you have chronic illness, it exacerbates everything. It exacerbates my fatigue, my pain, and I get hangry in 0 to 2 seconds if I go without food these days. Which sounds deluding, but getting hangry means that I get to the point of meltdown if I'm not careful, and it affects my interpersonal relationships, which can have detrimental effects for anybody. Not to mention, I have been losing weight because we're food insecure. We both have. Now, the people who are fascist in my comments are going to tell me I'm not food insecure, are going to try to tell you I'm not food insecure because I'm fat. But I've been fat my whole life. I'm also chronically ill. There are chronic illnesses that can cause puffiness. There are situations where your metabolism slows, so you don't lose weight rapidly necessarily. But just because I look fat to you doesn't mean I'm not food insecure. I'm hungry right now, and you can't tell that because you can't feel the pain in somebody else's body. My back is also killing me. I can't sit down right now because there's stuff everywhere. I should be using the cane or sitting down, but I'm following the compulsion to make the video. All of my disabilities compounding right before your eyes, and you don't even know it. Also, this video being 4 minutes long when I wanted it to be 60 seconds. I'm getting a lot of hate and flack for making these videos, calling us disabled and chronically ill, which we are, and asking for help from our community. I'm getting called a scammer and a faker. I'm getting called the R slur en masse. I'm getting called anything you can imagine. Fake trans, fake disabled. I'm getting told to get a job over and over again, even though I will explain until I'm blue in the face that we're too sick and disabled to get jobs. and I'm being told to die or kill myself for being sick and disabled and asking for help. That's an offshoot of what the government is doing. Y'all let the government get away with destroying the survival likelihood of disabled and chronically ill people, starting with removing mask mandates under Biden, and now here we are. Disabled and chronically ill people are losing everything that sustains them, and when they ask for help from their communities, they either get harassed and shamed en masse or ignored by people who are allegedly on their sides. The only way we survive any of this is if we invest in community care directly. The governments don't care. The oligarchs are not giving us their money. If you're hoarding your own resources, you are just as bad as the billionaires who are hoarding theirs. Because why are you hoarding your resources? Why are you saving up for a boat or a trip to Paris when your neighbors are dying in the street because they can't afford $30 for some food during the day? You don't have to give your money to me. We do need $300 for the weekly goal. But I need way more people investing in mutual aid and community care. Because not only are you abandoning our most vulnerable community members, you're abandoning yourself. Because you cannot be stable unless your entire community is stable. Because if you lose everything and they have nothing, they can't help you. And you know the government's not interested in helping you. Or maybe you still need to find that out the hard way. I hope not. Anyway, you can contribute any amounts you want to. We need about $20 to $30 to get through the day, usually depending on what each individual need is. But $300 is our weekly total. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, or if you feel up to it, you could consider supporting us monthly for as low as $3 a month so that we can get a little more stable and I don't keep having to make videos like this. If you've watched this far, that's amazing. I kind of doubt anybody else will. Comment Happy Disability Pride Month to help me boost, and search Disability Pride in the search bar above and go watch some other videos. Like, share, comment, bookmark if you can. Share it with a friend. We only need 30 people with $10 to meet our weekly goal. It's really that simple. So if you have $10, that's amazing. If you have less, that's amazing. If you don't have any, that's cool. Help amplify if you can. Everything adds up.